Honestly, you have to feel sorry for ARPG fans. The one game that's defined this genre and kept it in the public eye is now going mobile, and not only is the next entry years away, but it's also recently confirmed that its second expansion was cancelled. But while Diablo has declined and Blizzard has been chasing the mobile market at their slave master's behest, smaller devs and publishers have stepped up to try to fill the void left behind. One of these games I've been curious about for quite some time now, and that game is Victor Vran from Heyman Games, which I'm safe to say left me pleasantly surprised. Compared to its compatriots, Victor Vran has a higher emphasis on storytelling rather than picking from character classes with different backgrounds or just a straight up blank slate. You always play as Mr. Vran, a fully voiced and defined character and member of an order of monster hunters. This doesn't mean the story is on par with the likes of Quantic Dream or Telltale's Walking Dead. Victor is your standard grizzled badass hero, and none of the characters are really anything beyond first impressions, but they're serviceable for what they are, and the narrative as a whole is solid when compared to the competition. Gameplay is defined by your usual mess of addictive clicking and loot collecting, but the devs put a unique spin on it. Since Victor is classless, his available abilities are determined by what he has equipped. Hammers come with 2 different smash attacks, while lightning guns can fire off 3 different electrical attacks. This radically changes how Victor plays, and when combined with other customization options, lets you make him into the hunter you want him to be. One of the pieces of loot you acquire are these tarot cards called destiny cards, and they function as perks. By mixing and matching, you can make Victor more specialized or have an extra edge over enemies. Personally, I had Victor decked out with cards that drained enemy health while replenishing my own, alongside one in particular that granted an elemental explosion for every critical hit, and really, that actually got me out of some really tight spots. Character customization, though, is the area where the game shows it had to spread its budget thin in some areas. The same models for weapon types are recycled from common weapons to the more powerful ones, and even the ultra rare ones, which does take away some of the bragging rights when you get your hands on a sword of ultimate divine might, and it's identical to the starting melee weapon with the same special attacks. On top of that, the loot system was dumbed down, with the only items acquired being weapons, cards, and weapon upgrades, with no armor. Replacing armor, you now have entire outfits which are obtained by reaching certain milestones or finding secrets, but they do serve a purpose outside of better player differentiation in co-op, like adding bonuses to base armor and health, to changing how you charge up your special attacks. The game's level design is hub-based, with the story pointing where to go, but at almost any time you're free to return to the hub to buy weapons and interact with characters, and every area is open-ended and connects to other areas as well as smaller, more linear dungeons. Outside of aesthetics and enemies, the game sports a great idea to encourage exploration. Every area has a checklist of challenges to do, and there's a great variety to them, from killing specific boss enemies to timed challenges to completing tasks with certain modifiers active, which are a welcome addition that add depth to the difficulty, as well as reasons to revisit lower level areas and dungeons, or areas you may have skipped entirely because you didn't see a reason to go after them in the first place. From what I've seen, the best way to describe Victor Vran is with these words: it's baby's first Diablo, but that is not an insult. While genre fans may be disappointed by how streamlined or dumbed down some mechanics are, they're still executed with competence, and they're ideal for newcomers to ARPGs, while veterans will still find a diverse number of challenges to test their mettle. And it's also worth mentioning that there's an expansion that has Victor journey to a world based on the music of Motorhead, and that is just awesome. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you really did like it, then please, by all means, feel free to also subscribe. Now for other game videos for this month, I'm going to have a review of the Resident Evil 2 remake out, as well as the first impressions of Apex Legends. I've got those planned, and I've also got some movie reviews in the near future, including one of M. Night Shyamalan's recent film, Glass. I've got all that and more coming up, so like usual, stick around.